Good evening and welcome to another episode in the ongoing saga of the Beer Advent Calendar. Day 12, that means we're halfway through, which I've got to say, delighted about. So it's been a bit of an unofficial bag of cans day today. I was out of the off license earlier and I laid in a few beers for the evening, and I just kind of hit the Pilsner trail a bit earlier. So I've had one or two drinks to the good, which is nice. Anyway, moving on to tonight's drink. You'll like this one, Honest, it says on the label, and I'm quite happy about that because, frankly, at the off license, I had a bit of an embarrassing moment. I recognised the tune that was on the playing on the radio. I said, "Oh yeah, I remember when this first came out." And the girl behind the counter said, "What? Like you remember the '80s?" And I said, "Yes." And then she started asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions, like, she said, "Oh, did you remember Princess Di and Charles's wedding?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was asking me, like, did I have a Rubik's cube? If I'm into CB, all that kind of nonsense. It was deeply embarrassing. So I could do something to cheer me up, and hopefully this is it. Oh, joy! Okay, so I had no idea that it was going to be this, but this is one of my favourite beers ever. This is an absolute joy of a beer. I did have some glassware here that I was going to use. However, as is the wont in Belgium, you've got to use the actual glassware if you have it available, and I do. So give me a sec, and I'm going to go and get the actual glass. And here we are. Less of a glass, more of a chalice, really. Definitely not a poisoned one, though. So, Orval, terrific Trappist brewery from the Walloon region of Belgium, which I'm hoping to visit next year, actually, if we're allowed into Europe after we've gunboated our nearest neighbours. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can drink that kind of thought into oblivion, shall we? You usually got to be very careful pouring these because the Belgian Trappists do like their carbonation, which means that they're incredibly difficult to pour without an absolutely massive head. It's like the beer whose head expanded, really. Anyway, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can see that? Super stuff. Amazing. I mean, just pause for a moment and consider the majesty of such a golden chalice-like appearance before you. Oh, and it smells utterly amazing. There's just a normal bog standard smell of beer, but there's a beautiful funkiness about it that if you've got a blocked up nose would help clear. A couple of live good evenings. Good evening, Craig, and good evening, Emma. Good to have you along live. It's got that sort of, I don't know, farmyard, orchardy kind of smell going on, which I don't know if everyone wants that in the beer, but I certainly do. Yes, delicious. This one, it's a vintage as well. I say it's a vintage. It was bottled in August of 2019, which gives it at least a year. Which I've had them fresh, but I haven't often had them aged. Principally because I usually drink them before I allow them to age. That one's got a bit more. Excuse me. bit more carbonation about it. It's got a bit more maltiness to it, I think. Yeah, it's marginally rounder. It's not quite as sort of, I don't know, fresh and as hoppy as the usual fresh one. Well, the fresh ones. It's developed a little bit more malt character. You've still got plenty of bitterness, and you've got a lot of sharpness coming through from the Brettanomyces bruxellensis, I believe, which is the wild yeast that inoculates it and gives it that funky kind of flavor. But yeah, it's delicious. I mean, I could, if I had a crate of them, I would drink them all night. It's incredible stuff. Yeah, we got Wandsworth Fire Horses says hello, which is nice. Good to see it. I've no idea who that is. It's probably someone I know, but they've got an odd alias. Anyway, Orval, absolutely, utterly delicious. If you can, get some in, lay it down, and don't touch it for a couple of years, because, yeah, that being a year and a half old, that's got the kind of character that I would even go so far as to say I'd leave it for a year and a half before drinking it, which I've not successfully managed to do in the past. Anyway, Orval, cheers, Mike and Emma from Chapter 1. This I did like. Certainly more than the one I had yesterday. Anyway, good God. Cheers, and I shall see you tomorrow. Cheerio.